Whoa! This wasn't what I expected or signed up for. Another run on the razor's edge of Heart Attack City with the Miami Dolphins in 2022. I thought this was going to be a snooze fest. I thought we were just going to walk away with this one. It was going to be one of the more manageable games of the year, this and the Texans game, but it was anything but that. Now, I felt like I got ambushed because I had kind of slept on where Fields was going as a player. Still has got a lot of development in his passing game to go, but he has really risen, and I get that Lamar feel from him. Really impressed. Bears fans, you got a piece here that could be something very good. Offensive line. I like the direction of this team. They really challenged the Finns this week, and like I said, I don't exactly know how to respond to this game, but I will say this. That was clearly a pass interference at the end of the game by Crossen. NFL refs are the worst. They suck. As a Fins fan, I'm happy we got the call. We need it. It's been since the flood since we've been able to do anything. So we need it, But as a football fan, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of how bad these refs are. They suck. They 1 minute call, sneezing on somebody, roughing the passer or whatever. And then the next minute you could chainsaw and cut a guy up in 15 pieces and you don't see a flag. Now, that was a penalty. My fear as a Dolphins fan is, we got that call. We've got a couple calls this year that helped us. But when are the Russian roulette refs going to shoot us? When's the bullet going to come up for us in one of these games? Who knows? It could be the biggest game of the year where we're going to make the playoffs, and then all of a sudden the refs, they don't see something or call something that's ridiculous. It's terrible. I think, yes, when it goes well for your team, you feel good, but ultimately, this is just not good for football and for fans in a consistent basis. We've got it 6-3. Bills are 6-2. Jets 6-3. Can't believe the Jets knocked off the Bills. I said in my little live thing that I was doing, I said, this is going to be a Bills game that I really wanted to see because I thought they could play well. I like the direction of this team. Don't know about Wilson just yet, but wow, this is a tight division. Pats won. Now they're 5-4. You've got so little margin of error in these remaining games in the AFC East. It's exciting. And I think I still hate the Patriots. I still got 80s hate for the Jets, But I am so proud of this division and all the teams in it. They're feisty or really talented or feisty and really talented. You're going to be able to, whoever gets out of this division and makes it to the playoffs is going to be able to hold their head high because this division is an earn-it division. And that makes me proud. Jets are not going to be easy for anybody else. And like I said, don't count the Patriots out either. They're finding ways. They're going to be feisty. Don't know if they're going to make it to the finish line, but still 5-4. This is one of the best divisions by record in the NFL. But Dolphins are 6-3, and that's the great news. We got a little help to get it. Okay, I'll take it. What does it say going forward for this team with this another nail-biter? I'm going to get into that in a second. First, I want to say thank you for stopping by, for the likes, the subscribes, the comments. Comments mean the most. I appreciate you guys make this show go. But I want to give a quick shout-out to Ace Spread, my sponsor, because without them, this show ain't going down. Ace Spread's betting software is the premier white-label platform for bookies to manage their players and grow their sportsbook operation. Click the link in the description below to get set up in minutes. Ask for the Curtis promo and get a special introductory discount. All right, so I'm going to stick on the good. This passing attack is the engine of this team. It is the best aspect by a long, long, long country mile. Hill and Waddle and Tua. Hill has just unbelievable weekend. We got almost 150 yards on a day. Waddle, maybe a possible drop, that breakup. But, man, he's growing, and that guy is a superstar. Or burgeoning superstar. Tua, another 3-touchdown, 300-yard day. That 4th and 2 or whatever it was, the short pass to Smythe, you'd want that. And a deep bomb to Waddle was blowing up the top. It was a little short. He didn't drive through it. He'd want that back. But overall, you can't really they would have had to be near perfect to make this happen. And so I like their day. Tua with his movement skills. I've said that for a long while. His ability to get vertical, not to the edge. There was one on the edge. He couldn't just outrun the guy. But inside, he's got that strong lower base. He's able to break the hand tackles and the short area quickness to get upfield and make things happen, either on the run or for the throw. And week in and week out, we're seeing that. Tua had another great game. Obviously, those 2 pass plays he'd want back. Hill, unbelievable week in and week out. I think they had the most yards between 2 receivers through 9, 10 games or whatever it is. It's ridiculous. It's unbelievable. This passing attack slices and dices average to subpar secondaries like I have never seen. I've rarely seen or maybe never seen. It's unbelievable. And that's the great news. We invested heavy on Hill, heavy on Waddle. We stuck by to it, and they're doing their job for the season. But there's all the things that aren't, and we'll get into that. But I want to stay on a positive note before I get into the other stuff. Kohu is a guy for our future. To get him in as a UDF undrafted free agent is unbelievable. This guy is good. He's physical. He can play a little bit of man. Looks like he's good in zone. I think we should be moving to a 3-4, 4-3 with mainly zones with a little dash of man in it. Kohu's a guy to fill that spot, cheap, and to fill it well. I really like the way this kid's playing. He's getting better and better and better. I just really think this is such a huge fun. We needed it so desperately. But I don't think he fits the 0. That's the only caveat. Now, Jeff Wilson, we picked him up. Whoa, much better than Butterfingers Edmonds, huh? That catch for the touchdown was beautiful. There were some nice runs, but those were in the big holes. I'll get into the run game as a whole, but he is an excellent complement for Mostert. They have a little bit different skill sets, but they both are kind of in the similar mold, and it's a clear upgrade over Edmonds. 5th-round pick, it's excellent. Ingram, what a great find. Phillips had some pressure, Chubb had some pressure, but that big, big sack that Ingram had, what a great pickup. It's nice to see the old man popping. I always support the old men. I don't know why, but I do. And then the block punt, that was Phillips. He had some issues on a day, but that was a beautiful cut inside and to get to the punter. And, that's why you put your stars on special teams, because they make special plays. And then Van Ginkel to take it to the house was a big play for us. It just felt, we probably would have scored anyway on offense, but that kind of play was a nice play, a good feel. Chubb, he popped here and there. I got to watch his tape. He almost had that big sack, but Fields is just, that guy is so elusive. He ducked before it was his peripheral vision that got it, and he ducked at the last second. I got to see Chubb's whole game, but there was impact. He did make his presence felt. We'll see how it goes going forward. That was nice. So that was a lot of good stuff. And clearly, we won. We're in the mix, 6-3 with Texans game. That's going to be a win. That's going to be the easiest game of the year. It better be. If not, then I don't know what to do. So at least 7-4 going into those final games. But the Browns, I think they're manageable too. I'm not fully on board with it. It's going to be a definite win. Texans, I'm definite win. And then it's that last 6 games. So this is the great news. We're on the verge of not only the playoffs, but we're in that area to get the AFC East. Bills, I think, are going to have a pretty easy schedule. I think the Jets just really took it to them. I don't think we're going to get the East, but it will be the Jets, which will likely that last game of the year, and the last game against the Patriots is going to be big games. That's what I said. But I really like the direction we're going. Now on the negatives. I'm going to have to deal with the negatives because, like I said, it's a Jekyll and Hyde. We got the win, but this is a team we should dominate. We have so much more talent than they do. We've got talent up the yin-yang, and Fields makes it difficult to judge everything because what he's able to do, not like 2 or 3 guys in the league can do. And that alters the way we rush the quarterback, and it changes the defense, it changes the pass rush, it changes the coverage, it changes everything. And this guy gashes, and you can see, if you've ever rushed a mobile quarterback, it it's the worst thing because you've got to make sure you have contained. You can't pin your ears back. So you're playing like that 85%. Luckily, he wasn't able to throw as well as he can run yet, but I do like the direction. And luckily, the refs helped us out. But I'm not ready to burn down his defense yet. Clearly, Howard is not the same. He's hurt. You can see him get left behind on second moves. He just doesn't have that same explosion. There was one where he twisted and turned around to make it come on a play. And he wasn't even hit, and he was like kind of limping. He's really hurt. He's not going to be the same all year. And then we're just really waiting for Byron Jones to get back. We need Byron Jones in a big, big way. Now, Noah missed a tackle. He's forget about it. Forget about that. Crossan, forget about that. No Needham. Again, Byron Jones. McD. Penalties were contained a little bit. There was a couple that were left on the table. The refs could have called. I'll get into that later. But overall, this was a more controlled game as far as penalties, which I liked. But that end of the half, we went and let it go from 46 to 25, and we had 12 men on the field, and then it ended up being a punt that was missed. And then there was a third quarter, 2 minutes left, the 4th and 5. Instead of punting, because it was too far in the wind with the field goal, we went for it, punt the ball. And then the last drive, go for the field goal. I mean, it seems like you're being aggressive and brave by going for it, but really what you're saying is you're afraid of your defense. And with all that we've invested, I don't know. I don't like that. I think it's going to hurt us more. It's starting to catch up to us. We keep getting lucky, but I don't know. So I didn't like that. Phillips had some issues with contain and reads and angles with a fast quarterback. You're not going to see that too much more. Can't run the football. I've been saying it for a while. I think it's starting to be a little bit clear now, guys. I'll dig into it a little bit more. But the lack of a run game. We had 18 rushes, I believe, for like 78 yards. But you took the 28-yard run. That was just a wide open run because they were rolling hard to the right. We would only had 17 carries for 50 yards. It's not acceptable. Teams, even bad, this is one of the worst run defenses in the league and an okay secondary, but they're able to dial it up on certain plays if you have an offense to keep up. And you have to have balance, and the offensive line is still a problem. It's got to get. Tehran is hurt. He's getting weaker. I'm seeing mistakes that I don't see a little bit more each week. He needs that bye week. Robert Jones, I'll get into the tape. He's not good enough. He's a little bit better maybe in some areas than Eichenberg, but a little bit worse maybe in other areas. Eichenberg had a very good last game. Rest of the line's good. Shell, though, some of those things I wanted to talk. I was going to do a podcast, a little exposed. This offensive line and run game is still center focus for me. We've got the win. McD needs to tighten some stuff up. He's a rookie. We got to understand that. We got the win, but there's still some concerns. This is a team we should have blown out. This Browns game is going to be a true litmus test. They're going to give us a little bit of a tussle. They're going to be able to do a few things. They're not just a one-trick pony like we saw with Detroit and like we saw with the Chicago. They got a pretty decent defense, good pass rush, and they can run the football. And they got a veteran quarterback that we've had, and I think it's going to be a tough game. We need to beat the Browns big time. It'll be very interesting in the lead-up. We need this bye week. We need Byron Jones back. I think when he comes back, though, with Kohu, Byron Jones, and even a gimpy Howard, we're going to see a lot difference on his defense. At least I'm hoping. Getting a little nervous, though. Hopeful and nervous. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. We got the win, though, and that's the key part. Another week to get better. Let's hope they do. Curtis saying thanks for staying to the end. Please like, comment, subscribe. Comments mean the most. I appreciate everything you guys do. Everything. You guys keep the show going. So as Curtis saying, catch you next time. Go Fins 6 and 3. Start building your own online sports book today by getting signed up with aceperhead.com service that'll allow you to book action on sports from all around the world.